LaSala leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and then a moment of silence, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, now, Mr. Benjamin, you're going to get sworn in by our Deputy Clerk, Francis.
Of Junior Deputy Supervisor for the month of June 2018 to the best of my ability.
Very good, congratulations. Great-grandmother. She called me up and said, I got just the right person for you. So, this is for you, and I'll read it. Certificate of Acknowledgement. This certificate is to acknowledge Benjamin LaSala has been bestowed the title of Junior Deputy Supervisor for June 2018, signed by Frank J. Palermo, Supervisor, Town of Woodbury. Congratulations. I gotta get a better thing here, but okay. Good. Okay? Thank you, sir. Benjamin. Thank you.
Now the hard part, you gotta run the meeting. Just joking. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Public input. We do have a new item on the agenda, which is, I think if you picked up the one over there, it'll state it. Item F, which is the approval of Ellen Ward to perform an appraisal at 415 Route 32 at the cost not to exceed $1,500. So now, public input, is there anybody who would like to speak on our agenda items?
Robin Kraus, Highland Mills. For the record, I do have several questions regarding item 3. Where are we? 3B, website. On May 14th, the official minutes, which I have in my hand, read, the board reviewed the 2 proposals received to redo the town's website. No decision was made, no action was taken. So one of my questions is, while I did attend those 2 work sessions, I'm only guessing that one was BAS and the other one was Terry Knight, as there were no other proposals put forth publicly. So A, my first question is, am I correct? Those are the 2 proposals that were reviewed at the work session on May 14th.
On, I guess on May 14th, yes.
Okay. My next question is, if no decision was made at that point, how do we reach this point of having an agenda item to authorize an agreement with one particular company? So when and where was that decision made? Because it obviously wasn't made on the 14th of May.
We did have a discussion from the entire town board
When and where was that?
You wanna talk?
Robin, we actually looked at, prior to that meeting, we actually looked at 3 proposals. The board was forwarded 3 proposals, and of the 3 proposals, the board wanted to entertain 2 of the proposals based on the amount of work that was needed, and that was what we reviewed on the 14th. And so today, where the discussions, there were questions that were asked, and in regards to the 2, everybody formed their decision as far as what it is that they would want to do, and today would be the decision-making process, which is the vote as to whether or not we would want to use BAS.
And if you were at our last work session, we did discuss it. I asked every board member, are we okay with BAS? They said they had no problem
I was
with it.
at that work session. I never heard anything such as that.
Well, I can't attest to your hearing, but I know that we spoke about it.
And can I poll the board? Was the rest of it, well, Tim, you weren't here, but Bob, do you recall that? Because I don't remember hearing that.
Yeah, we talked about,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's fine. My third question is then, if 3 proposals were received, why were only 2 done publicly? 2 presentations were made, professional presentations.
We sent them out to all the board members, and each board member responded what we were interested in the 2 that we spoke about.
You sent
did
out
not-
what, you sent out what to all the members?
If I'm not mistaken, we sent out the proposal that came from Edina.
Okay, so.
Okay, and I've asked all of them to discuss it and give me a call, and we came down to the 2 that we wanted to discuss. She couldn't be up here anyway. She spoke to me. She's in Florida. So she just sent the proposal, and I think that the town board wanted to move on. And so that's probably what we've done. The money issue, I don't think she came within what we had, right?
Well, that was one of my other
It was a while back.
questions. What were the 3 proposals? I mean, I obviously know what BAS is. That was on the documents for tonight's meeting. But, and Terry McKnight, or Knight rather, did offer her costs, at the 2 times she appeared before your board. So where does Edina fit into those 2 proposals?
I don't have it in front of me right now.
Okay.
I can look it up and I can get it to you. So
Okay.
I'm sure that you'll.
I have no issue with who you're choosing, and that's your prerogative by all means. It's just the way it was done. The 2 professional presentations were done, and with telecommunication and video conferencing, a 3rd professional one could have been done. And by the way, I'm not speaking for Miriam, I'm speaking for myself, and so forth. I have issue with the way it was done.
Okay.
To be honest with you, as I
Rob-
said,
Robin-
I take no issue with your prerogative in moving on with another company, but
Robin, I spoke with Miriam directly, and I had a conversation with her, and she was the first person that I actually approached because she was the original webmaster for the website. So Miriam was the first person I contacted. I asked Miriam to send me a proposal, and I gave her a couple of examples of different websites that we were looking to do. She did show me Hudson. She did a recent one for Hudson Valley, the SPCA. She showed me a couple of things that she did. I told her that our website was outdated, and I asked her why it was never updated in the 10 years that she oversaw it. And she said that she was never approached to do it, and that's why she never updated it, that she just maintained it according to what she did. So I told her that we would be looking for different proposals for the website, and that I would like to have her send us a proposal. She did send a proposal. It provided various different information. Because she's far away, she was aware that we were going to be meeting and that there would be other vendors that would be presenting in front of us. The 2 other vendors did come to present, and that was a big part of the decision for the board. We're looking for individuals that would be able to access, that the board would be able to access at their need. So if we have a problem, it is very important that the person that we're going to be working with can come to the town board. Miriam runs her business from Florida. which, of course, with technology you can do that, the board felt it was very important to have someone here that we can access. And so that was a big deciding factor for them. It wasn't the only factor. Miriam did come in a bit cheaper, actually significantly cheaper than the other programs, than the other vendors, but the level of design that we needed required a number of different services that were not presented in Miriam's presentation. And so the presentation that we did receive, it came down to two, and of the two, Terry Knight did state that she would be working with a partner in designing it, and then that kind of brought us to where we wanted to deal with specifically a designer that owned the software, or an agency the vendor that owned the software, so that there was no middleman. So it was really a deciphering based on the previous experiences that the town has had with the Parks Department and having vendors who create systems, and then if they leave, we have no way to repair the program. So BAS showed a number of different references. They provided us with different municipalities. A number of the municipalities locally are actually run by BAS. Desiree, our town clerk, uses BAS. Our tax collector uses BAS. We thought it would work well with what we currently have. Desiree actually supported the idea of us going with BAS because she does tax collection, and she thought it would be easier for that. So there were a number of factors that we considered. We did have a number of meetings to discuss it. In addition, BAS offers a parks program, which right now we're struggling with our current program. So in addition to that, we wouldn't have multiple vendors. We would have one vendor that could provide multiple services for the town's website needs as well as the Parks Department needs. We had the Parks Director present during that presentation so that he saw. So there were a number of different factors that we considered, and we felt that at that time, there were a number of different needs that BAS would be able to supply us with versus going with the other two. Not to say that they weren't capable, but there were a number of different services that were already in existence that would not consume too much time in meeting the needs of the town.
Okay. Was a RFP or RFQ ever submitted to any of these companies?
No.
Then what specs were they going on?
Well, Jackie handled that end of it on what we
Well,
wanted.
Jackie, what specs
But-
were they working on then? If an RFP was never submitted, were they
When
picking
I-
out of things out of thin air, or?
No, hold on. No, don't make this into more than what it really is, Robin. We met with the two companies here for a while. I don't know if you were at that meeting.
I was.
When they did present. We've gone through a lot to do it. We've showed them different websites that we wanted to be like, and it really comes down to being that plain and simple. It's not like we I don't know what you're trying to get at, but.
Well, I can answer. I
but-
can answer. I provided
And I'll be
each-
happy to tell you, Frank.
I provided each website designer with the same websites that I was looking at. So I gave them 3 different websites that I was looking at as far as designing and the types of services that they provide on there. So they all had a base as to what I was looking for, and then from there, they were responsible for presenting what it is that they could do for us. Now, the level of presentation, I had no control over. I'm not a web designer. So as far as the specs, I did speak with Frank. I asked if an RFP was required, and because this was a consulting, and you can clarify, because this was,
It is.
we were
Consultant.
hiring a consultant that was not required. And so I provided all 3 web designers with an idea of what it was that I was looking for based on local municipalities. And then it was up to them to provide us with a presentation as to what are the things that they could offer us. So the level varied based on the amount of time that was put in by the vendor.
Well, it was also what was actually presented to them, and it doesn't sound like you were really comparing apples to apples or even requesting specifically what you were looking for. Showing them websites is not really something in writing that they could, and I'm not, it's not my profession, but just common sense. You know, people put specs out, and, you know, there are bids, whether it's required or not.
And that's
So be it,
understandable,
you know,
Robin.
but
And of course,
Doesn't
it's-
sound like that was happening.
It's apparent that you've had a conversation with Miriam, because a lot of the information you're sharing right now. you
Not
would have
at all,
only-
actually.
Well, there's somebody that you obviously are
I
conversing
I
with.
do my research, obviously, unlike some of the board members.
So with regards to
That's not
the-
really nice to say, Rob.
With
Well,
regards,
it's true, Frank, sorry.
Yeah,
with
okay.
regards to what you're asking now, I gave all three vendors a number of different, 3 different websites that I was looking at in regards to the types of services. And each vendor was provided with the opportunity to present what they could do. And that's how the presentation was, considering that an RFP was not issued. So I apologize if you're not happy with the process.
it's,
But
you know,
at
the way it
at this
goes.
time, we looked at who would be able to provide for the overall needs of the town as far as the website, in addition to the Parks Department. Thank you.
Couple of other questions. So, at the presentation, I believe Terry Knight had mentioned that, and the board at the time that was present at the work session said that they would, BAS and Terry McKnight would, Knight, rather, not McKnight, sorry, would work together hand in hand, maintenance and going forward or whatever. Is that still the case? Or is it strictly BAS for $9,000?
Right now, it's strictly BAS.
Right now, okay, so we
Yes.
can look forward to another bill down the road
From who?
from whatever you said.
Well,
Right now, it's, you
Well,
know,
right now,
that's
it's
the way it
BAS,
is.
and we may never go to anyone else.
Okay,
So.
so they're
let's
gonna
not-
do
let's not
everything, in
assume
other
that
words,
also.
instead of Terry McKnight,
Correct.
you know, go, okay, well, that's fine. I would suggest going forward in the future, should this come up with any other, doesn't have to be website and what have you, that you really, you know, sit down together and you put together a packet, a written, whether it's required or not, because it sounds like it was done pretty shoppily. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, we're going to close this section and go to the administrative part of our town board meeting. We staying? Okay, not a problem. I like that. Good man. All right, I need a motion and a second to accept the minutes of 5/17/18. I need a motion and a second, please.
I'll motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Fran, I'll abstain, I wasn't here.
Okay. I don't have any minutes on the 6/4/18, so we'll skip it. Approval of the abstract number 11. Francis, please.
Yes, abstract 11 containing vouchers 2018-0881 through 2018-1007, totaling $252,932. Please note that voucher number 2018-0988 was deleted.
Thank you. I need a motion and a second.
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have 2 budget modifications. I just got one in late, so Francis, please.
Yes, the first one is a budget modification to the general police services by increasing B 2680, insurance recoveries by $28,827, and increasing B 3120.200, equipment, cars, motorcycles by $28,827.
I need a motion and a second, please.
I'll make the motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Do we have any discussion on it? All in favor?
Aye.
The second one, Francis?
Yes. The second one is a budget modification to the budget of the supervisor's office by decreasing A 1220 .100 salaries by $400, and increasing A1220.430 transportation and travel by $400.
I need a motion and a second, please.
I'll motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. We're going to move on to new business. I need a motion and a second to approve the resignation of part-time dispatcher Courtney Shibeli,
Scheibel.
effective May 28, 2018. So I need a motion and a second.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay, so that means that she's going to have to do it anyway, whether she liked it or not, for May 28th. All in favor?
Aye.
I need to authorize the supervisor to sign the agreement with BAS for webpage and yearly maintenance.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
And I think the total is $9,000. I think it's $750 and $150, or
$7,200 and $1,800
Okay.
for the maintenance and hosting fee.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I got the motion in the second, correct?
Yes.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
We need to award the fuel oil number 2 bid. We received 2 bids. One is from H. Reynolds and Son in Central Valley. The other is Mirabito Energy Products from Binghamton, New York. I think they're pretty much close, but what do you call? Reynolds and Son gives us a little more description of what he's going to do, and he's local. We've been going with him for many years, so I leave it up to you. I need a motion and a second because I'm putting up H. Reynolds and Son. Do I have a motion and a second for that?
I'll make the motion to accept H. Reynolds.
Second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion on this? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Mr. Supervisor,
Sure.
I just wanted to let the public know, it also does include service contracts at no additional charge.
Correct.
So for like the police station, the CV library, town hall, shelter, so there's additional savings on there as well, just besides the
Yes,
individual rate
he's waiving all the,
service
all the
contracts.
service contracts. Now we need to move on to D, approval of UPSI grade plan, adding a library assistant, Spanish, English, entry level. What we had to do with this is it was taken off of our UPSI grade plan, and now that we are hiring someone, or plan to, we need to put it back on the list. So I need a motion and a second.
Motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
E is an appointment of that position, but we have yet to hear back from her, so we're going to table that motion and move on to F, which is the approval to hire Ellen Ward to perform an appraisal at 415 Route 32 at the cost of not to exceed $1,500. Do I got a motion?
I'll motion.
Second? Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. There is no old business. Deputy Supervisor?
I have no comment tonight.
Councilman Arone?
No comments.
Councilman Hunter?
I'd like to congratulate Benjamin LaSala. Super job tonight. And I hope you had the tour. Did you have the tour today? Good. Thank you very much for coming out. That's it for me.
Thank you. Francis?
Just one thing. Just remember, we have our farmers market every Sunday until November 18th from 10 to 3 on Valley Avenue.
No comments tonight.
Chief? Okay. I have a couple of things I'd like to say. Number one, as much as people think that I don't like the village, it's not true, but I want to say that I want to thank the village for several things that they've done for us in the last few weeks. Number one, they did a beautiful job striping our parks, our library, the senior center, and the town right behind here. I thank you very much for that help. I appreciate that. As far as the building department goes, Gary and I get along very well, and he's been helping me out, and I've been helping him out, and it's working out very well, and I appreciate the relationship that we have over there. Farmers Market, I attended it last week. It was well attended. I hope more people come out. There'll be more vendors. I think each week they are expecting more. Is that correct, Joey? 4 more, and he's expecting 18. So I think that's a great job. I think that it was really a nice time there. I enjoyed it, and I hope more people come out. And as far as the res is concerned, I know that we are getting our building delivered on Monday, the 11th, and they will start putting together. I know that they've been doing the plumbing already, and it's just a matter of putting that building together, and we'll be ready to go. So other than that, I want to wish everybody we don't open the pool up this week, right? It's next week, the 23rd, right? Okay. They better not. There's no water in it yet. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, and I wish you all a pleasant 2 weeks. Thank you. I need a motion to close. Hold on.
Make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.